Good evening, everybody. I want to tell you something this evening about the Chinese postal stationery, modern Chinese postal stationery. Not everybody likes it so much because they say it's too modern, and it's also the same for some thematic exhibitors who don't want to use these kind of stationery because they look a little bit too colorful. You see some examples here. It starts only in the 50s until now. It's too colorful, too modern, and some thematic exhibitors want to look that their exhibit is more like a postal history exhibit. But it's part of philately. It would be a pity if you only could use this material in the class of modern philately. In a thematic exhibit, you have to use a variety of material, all kinds of material. And of course, postal stationery is part of it. My first topic is owls, Goofy. And I have found some very special items already on the left side, and some I have never seen again. So maybe that are the only ones that exist in an exhibit, but also some very modern ones, which are not so liked by some exhibitors. If you want to have the information, it's not always easy, because you have to have many catalogs, and also for the postal stationery. I show you some examples. For instance, the rare ones are mostly German postal stationery, of the older ones of Bavaria, Württemberg. And fortunately, you have very specialized catalogs of this. Also from the cards from Austria, Spanish catalog, then Persia, here Turkey, but it's also with the stamps, but the postal stationery is also in this catalog. Also some Belgian catalogs, also from the Publibel, which are very known from thematic collectors, but you have a catalog with all the pictures in color. Also some of the a book of the use of which postal stationery you may use. Then Australian Commonwealth Specialist Catalog, Les Entiers Postaux de France et de Monaco. Then catalog from Canada, from Mexico. You have everything, but there are many, many more. And it's very difficult to get all the right information. You have to go to a library if you are lucky to have all these catalogs. But here in Belgium, it's not possible to find them in libraries. You may look at the website of the Postal Stationery Commission of FIP. And when you look to the displays, to the articles, then you mostly see that it's always about older material. You will never find information about newer material. So also their publications, also if they have a seminar, it's always about how to make an exhibit, and mostly of older exhibits. You have also a lot of other modern material, and also there it's not easy to recognize the different types. For instance, the pups, prêt-à-porter, of France. And you have all different kinds. You have the national PEPs on the right here below. You have regional PEPs left below. Mostly it's a series of 5, and at the backside you see the 5 different designs. So there are official ones. And then you have the local ones, and that's much more difficult to find out which ones are official or not. And some are with a bureau of, they cooperate with the Bureau of Tourism, sometimes with the local post office. And in this case, I found out at the left below, you can write to the mayor. And he said, yes, we have done this with Christophe Drochon, and that's a painter of stamps, and he lives in our village. So we asked him, can we use a few of your paintings at the post? And this is a painting, it's not a photograph, from Christophe Drochon, who also painted, who designed some stamps for France. And then sometimes you have, local PEPs, which are not official at all, just a private imprints, but it's not always easy to see the difference. We have also on the internet, you find a lot of prefranqueados, prepagados of Spain. And you can find whatever you like. I found hundreds of owls, but here I have shown, because I don't want to show all these owls, I have shown some of the dogs you will find on the Del Campo website. And of course, you can print on these envelopes, which you buy in a package. You can print whatever you like on these envelopes, and then sell it as a sobre prefranqueado, but it's not the postal stationery is only, you may only use this in your thematic exhibit. All the rest is private imprints. Also from other countries you have problems, for instance, the Czech Republic. Here I show only some examples from 1999, but you can find them from all other years also. Normally the Czech Post always have an emission of postal stationery, and that's at the left side. These are completely official in the castles, and mostly a set of 100 or so, 100 different ones each year. But then at the right side you have also postal stationery, but with private imprints. It's from Postvilla, and Postvilla is a specialized department of the Czech Post, but they are also involved in the design of stamps for the Czech Post and everything, and the production of stamps. And they publish books of stamps, maximum cards, and all kinds of souvenirs. But also for its own commercial purposes and for customers, they print on these postal stationery. They do print private imprints, and you see them in many exhibits from Postvilla. But in fact, it's all you see on the left side is a private imprint. You have other ones also from Czech Post, but maybe it's all the same, but another name. From 2018, I've seen from West Press some examples. For instance, these owls here. From 2020, it's all at once. It's Osfafel, so another one, and they even start to.
Koenraad, I can't hear you anymore. Danielo, tu lo senti?
Yes,
No.
yes. No,
Okay.
it's okay now. Normally.
Non si sente.
So they make special. Okay. And I see my slides is not going further now. I don't know why. Okay. You have special envelopes, so with registered labels, and also it's also postal stationery, but you have only the imprint here, which is official, and all the rest is not official, it's private. And now we are going to the Chinese modern postal stationery. Luciano Calendo wrote an article in the magazine of the Shift. It's already from 2009. And he also mentioned here at the end of his article that we have to pay attention to these if we want to put them in an exhibit, because there are a lot of problems with some of these Chinese postal stationery. You have not all the ones are official. And also I saw an article that it's from 2019, but it was already written earlier. It's in the Dutch magazine from the NVTF. That's the Shift from the Netherlands, you can say, but it was translated from German of the thematic group of music. So it was Peter Lang, who is the president of this thematic group, who wrote this article. And he mentioned several identifications and how you can see which one is official and not. And he took this all from this catalog. You have a postal stationery catalog of New China, This is the last edition of 2015. The one before was 2011, so maybe there will come a next one. But if you want to find this one, it's almost impossible. So, of course, China has a lot of inhabitants, and it's not easy to get these catalogs. It's in 3 parts. All in total, it's more than 1,000 pages. So all pictures in color. In the first volume, you have the landscape and the New Year stamped postcards. In the second one, you have the regular and the commemorative special stamped postcards. And then in the third one, you have envelopes, letter sheets, military envelopes, in an appendix also, and there's all the rest. The author is Di Chao Ying, and it's published by Post and Telecom Press in Beijing, in China. And it starts with the first postal stationeries by the People's Republic of China. It was 1950, and it's until 2014, because the catalog is, the last ones which are mentioned are from 2014. Totally in color, as I said, and as well Chinese text and English text. If you want to send it, it's 2 kilograms, so a lot of postage to send it to you. These are the how you can recognize the different cards, because if you look to the cards on the front side, you will see that there are numbers on it and letters, and this is how you can identify all the different types. I will show some examples later. You see in the first volume you have the series landscape and the New Year stamp postcards, and then volume 2 starts with the regular stamp postcards, etc. Then volume 3 is all the rest here on the right side, and also the military is also volume 3. Now I checked the international exhibits in thematic philately, how many will use these postal stationery in their exhibits. And because I was judging in ECTP in Verona in Italy in 2019, and thanks to the shift and all the exhibits are online, I could check all the pages of all the exhibits, how many Chinese postal stationery I would find, and what are the types, are they well described, etc. And of the 54 exhibits, I found 21 with Chinese postal stationery, with modern Chinese postal stationery. Altogether, there were 55 Chinese postal stationeries in these exhibits. And at least I found, but it was not always always possible to see, because you could not see the backside sometimes, and the description was not always well. So at least I found 7 Chinese postal stationery with private imprints. At least 3 exhibits with Chinese postal stationery with private imprints. So there were some exhibitors who used several private imprints in their exhibit, and 4 Chinese postal stationeries were shown for the council and not for the picture on the postal stationery. So because I want to show a special cancellation. Here you see 2 examples of the ECTP, and the one above is a private postal stationery, private imprint. So normally you may not use it, or maybe if you well describe it, then you will not be punished for this. And the one below is one of the landscapes, so that's a good one. The description was very short, almost not useful, mostly because most of the, as well in English, in German, or in French, also in Italian, and there were some exhibits in Italian also, and I just wrote postal stationery from China, or chinesische Ganzsache oder Regionalganzsache, Lotteriekarte China, Chine entier postal de loterie, et China intero postale. But mostly there was not extra information. There was one exception, and that was this exhibit, who wrote a long text in German, but the text was right, and he even gave some extra information which is not in the catalog of China, so which you can find elsewhere, but it's not in the catalog. Maybe it's a little bit too much, because the others just wrote China Postal Stationery. That was a little bit too little. The most ones that I found were with BK. So, and that is not in the catalog of the Chinese Postal Stationery. You will not find in my list of the catalog BK, because it's a regional New Year stamped postcard. You have HP in the catalog, that are the national ones, the national New Year cards, and you have also many of these, and they are all with a picture in the catalog. But the regional ones, it's not possible because there are too many. That's the ones you will see the most. Are also the most interesting pieces for thematic collectors, because there are so many different ones which you can use. So it's not because they are not in the catalog that you may not use them. It's just they can't put them in it because there are too many. You see here 10 of the examples which have BK, all on the ECTP exhibition. Then there were also 3 landscape stamped postcards. So the one here above is page 1, volume 1 of the catalog. By coincidence, it's the first postal stationery which you find in the catalog, and it's from 1984. Then you have the first landscape stamped postcards. Normally they are sold in a package with from a certain region, and this was of Guilin, a certain region in China, and the number 1 and the first card. So landscape stamped postcards are always indicated with YP, and this is YP1, so they have a number which you can see. These are our 2 other ones which you also can find in the catalog. So all the even if it's a set of 10 different cards, all the cards are with their picture in the catalog. So that's really nice, all in color. Then you find GP, that's commemorative stamped postcard. And here you have GP3 and 15, so that's what's written here. You can read it here if you have sharp eyes. And it's written 15.9, that means it's a set of 15 cards, and this is number 9. So this collector uses it for the water here, but in fact, it's a commemorative card for this statue here. Another one, which is also in the catalog, but here in volume 2, because it's a commemorative postcard, is GP70, 1 of 1. There is only 1 card. And that you can also see, and this is also indicated on the card. And you will find it on page 159 of volume 2 of the catalog. Then you have the TPs. TP is special stamped postcard. And this is a very beautiful set, also completely with all the pictures in the catalog. A set of 2000, and it's a set of 10 postal stationery. TP12, and so you have already 11 sets before that. And it's because of the turn of the century. And you can read it here and that's the reason why you are not always sure how to recognize the cards. Here it's not on the front side, but on the back side, where you have the imprinted stamp. So if you only show this side and this above, you may not be sure whether it is an official one or not. You need the indication here. Also here, the description is not only in Chinese, which is easy for us, and also with the English text. This is from a silk fabric. And it's about the Chinese ancient science and technology, a complete set. So we have had TP, but we also have ZP, and that are special use stamped postcards. and sometimes with a T before it. And this set is 20 cards, all famous paintings. You have the Mona Lisa here. And it's number 1 and number 17 of these set. A very popular set, which you still can find on the Belkampe. Another one, ZP, especially, but here it's SHYZP from 1999. Also a set of 12, and it's the fourth one. So you see, it's not that difficult to recognize what kind of card it is if you just use the sheet of the catalog where all the letters are in it. But then if you look on Belkampe or on eBay, and for instance, my topic is owl, I've just checked, but I've only found 10 postal stationery from China with owl anymore. Some years ago, 5 or more years ago, I found hundreds of them, but all private ones. And
Don't
private
hear you
ones,
again, Koenraad.
okay.
I can hear you well.
Okay, you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I have, okay. I have found several years ago, I found several hundreds with owls, but all with private imprints. And you can see the ones with the private imprints are, the backside is like this. I will show you first the one, and it's, yeah, the cheapest one is the only official one. So the ones who are not official, who are private imprints, cost more. And this one is really interesting for an owl collector because it's the only postal stationery where you find the spot-bellied eagle owl on it, the Bubo nipalensis. You have 2 stamps, but these are not really stamps. Some may have read the interesting article of Jari Mayander about the abusive issues, the illegal issues of certain countries. And Guinea-Bissau, of course, the Bubo nipalensis is in Asia, in China you will find it, Nepal and other countries, but not in Guinea-Bissau. So these are abusive stamps, which you better not use in your exhibit. But fortunately, you have this species on a modern Chinese postal stationery from 2002. If you look, for instance, I have taken one picture of all these private pictures, and mostly they come from Wikipedia or other sources from the internet. They are just, I don't know copyright here. And this one, if you put it in Google Pictures, then you find this picture 50 times on the internet, on a website from China, on a Russian website, Portuguese website, Spanish website is also there. A lot of different countries where you find this picture. Also other people who copy this picture. And then you can see that it comes from a website originally from Brad Wilson. Brad Wilson is a famous bird photographer, but also other animals. And he is famous for portraits. He makes this kind of portraits from animals. And these cards on the backside always look like this. But now the owls are gone. But now, if you look on Belkampe, you have the kingfishers. All kinds of pictures of kingfishers, whatever you want. And also here, if you look for the pictures on the internet, you will see that it's also copied from famous photographers who put their pictures on the internet. I'm not sure whether they will have asked these photographers if they can use these pictures. But here I see no official one, it's all private. 4 are on cards of 2006 and 50 of the pictures of the kingfishers are on cards of 2011. When I look on eBay, I found this set, and this is an official set. When I look for owls, it's a New Year lottery card. And these started already, the New Year lottery cards, in 1981. This is a big set of cards, 12 different cards. In the 1999 was the year of the rabbit. So you will find on the back side, you will find the imprinted stamp of the rabbit. The first ones with an extra part, as you see here, with the lottery on the number, were issued in 1991. That was for the end of 1991, because it was for 1992, the year of the monkey. And you, until 1998, there were from the Chinese PTT, the Chinese Post. Since 1999, are they issued by the State Postal Bureau. You pay a lottery surcharge of 1 yuan, because the postage is 80 yuan now. So this is only 40, but now it's 80 yuan. And then you pay extra 1 yuan. So the total, it's sold for 180. And then you can win the amount up to 5,000 yuan. So you have paid 180 and you may win 5,000. So you have national cards, you have regional cards, I have said already, you have many regional cards. And you can all recognize these numbers since 1996. But I said it started already earlier, the end of 1991, and they didn't have these recognizable letters. But they are in the catalog, so you can recognize them by the catalog, and that's the difficult thing, because they don't have these numbers. You are not sure, but if you check the catalog, then you will see that they are official. But now it's even getting more difficult, because you have also lottery cards with private imprints, and of course these are not acceptable in the thematic exhibits, only if you describe them as such. So that's then also difficult to recognize the different ones, the national ones, the regional ones, and then the private imprints. How is it working with these private imprints? And our national commissioner from Belgium, Chef Thijs, who is visiting the international FIP exhibitions with the Belgian exhibits, he showed us how it all works. And he made some of these private imprints. If you can see it always with this imprinted stamp. But these are done with some help of the ladies from the Chinese Post, who helped to make these pictures. But you could also do it yourself. And he tried it several times, because there was publicity there, and then you can choose 13 possible backgrounds. There was here the pre-printed side of the card, with this was a stamp which was on the pre-printed side. Then you start at the computer, then it goes to the printer, and everything is ready. But it didn't work as well as he thought. It was try and error, because here you see it's only he wanted to make some publicity for a Belgian exhibition on these cards. But the left one, it didn't work that well. The second one also is not that well. And this is the right one, where everything was okay. But still, these are private imprints. You can put whatever you want on this. And you see, yeah, I've seen in one exhibit that this was here described as a lottery number, but that's not a lottery number. It's an individual number of the machine, what you it counts whenever you see. Here he started 929439, then it was 929440, and then afterwards he came back and tried he tried again to make a card. So these have nothing to do, of course, with lottery cards. It's a totally other number. There are just individually numbered, these cards. Of course, you couldn't say this is an error, this is worth a lot for my exhibit, because it's all a private imprint. And these cards you can find with thousands on the internet. Still, you have many topics, whatever you like. For instance, here of golf, something for José Ramon, I think. And these are called the ZCP. It's self-composed stamp postcards. They are also mentioned in the catalog in volume 2 pages, but just this, you will see only this picture with the imprinted stamp. It's the red lotus, which you see on the stamp. And there are two types which are mentioned, a type of 2006 and a type of 2009. Of course, you have some very good cards too, and I will end with this, because I found here on eBay this card, an envelope with the card included, for $280. Can you buy it? And it's one of the first cards, which is also in the catalog, from one of the stamped picture envelopes. That's the PMF. But at that time, these letters were not written on the letter already. So you will not find PMF here on the front side or on the back side. It's the indication of the catalog, because at that time they were not mentioned yet. But these are the best ones. Also, this bird is very popular among the bird collectors. It's also from the same series from 1957, one of the first Postal Stationery. Mint, it's 300 euro you can pay, and even more if it's used. It's very difficult to find. Of course, because it's already so old, and you have many collectors also in China who want these older postal stationery. And also one that I found on Del Campe, which is still available for the Italians who want to be fast. This one is only 1,100 euro. It's also from 1957, also one from the first ones. But this one is used, and it's used to Italy. So maybe one of the Italians may be interested in this one. Okay, I thank you for your attention, and maybe there are some questions. Grazie per l'attenzione.
Thanks a lot, Koenraad. Very interesting and comprehensive analysis of a very difficult topic for thematic collectors, and I think I have discovered several, let's say, additional elements on such postal stationery. I have a question for you, and then maybe we will see whether other participants do have others. Have you seen the same type of distribution of this kind of postcards in other exhibitions? So not always well described, and in some cases wrongly use of private ones?
Yes, I checked these already several years now, and it's on every exhibition you see this, the same mistakes, and always just written China postal stationery, of Chinese postal stationery, but that a child may see. If you want to put some extra information, that may be okay, that is easily to find. And also many private ones, because you can buy whatever you want. And yeah, there was even one exhibitor who describes it as it's the only picture of this type of topic that is found on postal stationery. Of course, it's the only, because it's private. It has nothing to do with China. It was a kind of animal also that was put on it. So it's mostly wrongly described in exhibits.
How it works? So
I could accept if you write that it's a private imprint, and that you could not find, that means that you could not find any other item to show this, but not that you just write Chinese postal stationery, because that's not correct.
Like so as a borderline material, if properly described, could be included. And how it works, the business model? Do you think they will print them only, the private ones, only when you order for them?
Yes, that I've thought about it, because I thought this from the Spanish ones also, that because it's possible to print them afterwards also. Eh? That's a kind of good business model, that you only print them after they are ordered. That could also be a possibility, but I'm not sure about this, because on many of, if you see them on the website, mostly it says there are 5 available. Maybe they have a package already printed.
Okay.
I'm not sure about it, but it's possible, because the site with the number, they don't show it mostly, or if they show it, it's always the same number they show. It's a kind of the kind of picture they have for all these sellings, for all these cards, the same picture always of the other side. So it's possible that they even are not printed yet.
Thank you, Koenraad. Any other question to the Italian colleagues? If you would like to put the question in Italian, and then I will translate.
I have a question.
Yes.
Bruno. So, thank you. Thank you. My question regards the Chinese postal stationery in general, not specific for the birds. So in Italy today, no one uses postal stationery anymore. I don't speak about philatelists, about the postal users. So in your opinion, your idea, in China, do you think they are still popular, the postal stationaries, not for philatelists, but for postal users? So can they be found used?
Yes, you still can find them used, because they are so popular, these New Year cards, because you can win a lot of, it's not a lot of money, but you can win some money with it, to gain some money with it. So they are still used. So these New Year cards are still very popular. The landscape cards, it's more difficult to get them used. So then you see, if they are used, that it's mostly because I ask a Chinese, can you send this somewhere around China and send it back to me? You see, it's mostly the same. It's too nice sometimes. But you see the other ones, the New Year cards, the lottery cards, that they are really used.
Okay, thank you. And how about the printing, the number of postal stationery print for each issue?
I have no idea.
Anyway, a lot of, because of the
yes, but I'm not sure, because it's, if you are looking for a specific one, it's very difficult to get that one. And it's mostly, if you see it in other countries also, postal stationery, you have 5,000 copies or so, but maybe China will be more. So it's much more difficult to find a postal stationery as a stamp, of course, but that you know also from other countries. So that's the same if you have a small topic like me and Alf, and you are looking, you know there is one, but you are looking for a specific one. It's not easy to find always.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Koenraad. There is one question in the chat from Andre. He asked for, does the catalog include modern stationery types with numbers only, no type indication like YP or TP, or these without any indication, no number, no type?
The catalogs lists all the ones according to the types, but some of these types, as I told, have not these letters on it. Why? Because it was before they started to put the letters on it. But the catalog starts from the beginning, so from the first, from the beginning of the People's Republic of China. So all the postal stationery are in it. Also the ones which have no indication, but where they have put an indication afterwards. So later on.
Hi, Koenraad. Andre. I meant, good evening. I meant the modern envelopes and cards without any indication, so not the older ones. I meant the ones issued in around 2000, 2005 is my estimation.
Yeah, if they are in the catalog, you mean?
Yes. Yes.
I think they are all in the catalog, as far as I can see. If I look for the ones which were in the exhibits, I have not checked all the ones, but mostly the ones who are official I could find in the catalog. And all nice with pictures, also the complete sets, and that is the interesting thing. It's not only one of the set of 10 which is has a picture, but everything, even the backside always with the picture, always with the imprinted stamp also.
Okay, thanks.
In China, you can buy this card only in post, or in a supermarket or pharmacy.
The distribution is very difficult because you have also cards from companies who spread them. So it's not only in post. For instance, these New Year cards, I think these companies will spread them to the people who work there. But these are then with private imprints mostly. But they are spread in all kinds of ways because you have also this many regional cards, so that will then be only available locally.
And this card you have seen to Europe, then to Europe, to Italy, only used in China.
Yeah, they only use them in China. The only thing you can get if you order some cards from China, postal stationery cards from Del Campo, for instance. Then the seller will send you an envelope which is also postal stationery, but then he has to put. I should have shown an example, but then he puts a lot of stamps on it. So you see it's a postal stationery, but it's a bigger envelope where he put all the other postal stationeries in it. So there you could send them. The envelopes you can send also outside, but then you have to put extra stamps on it.
Thank you.
Excusez-moi, Cipriani, in English. One question. The similar use is also in the other Chinese post services, I mean Formosa, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau? Thanks.
They are not in the catalog that I know of, but I think Taiwan has some landscapes cards, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen New Year cards or so from the other ones. Not that I'm aware of at this moment. I think some landscapes you have landscapes cards, but not the other ones.
And from Hong Kong and Macau?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Not that I can see now.
Okay.
It's not mentioned in the catalog.
Thank you.
And I don't think they use them. Yeah, Hong Kong, I don't think they want to use them at this moment.
Okay.
Future, but at this moment, I'm not sure I don't think so.
Okay, merci.
Any other question?
If I can ask, when was the first time, when did they start issuing these stationery items with personalizations? Thank you.
With private?
Well, with this sort of unofficial or personal personalization. I mean, in stamps, there is also a business of producing stamps with a private tab or something with your own picture next to it. As far as I know, I remember something issued in Switzerland in the year 2000. That was the first I remember, and then Great Britain and Australia immediately afterwards. So I think that is a start from that. But is there any date, any first of type of this sort of stationery cards?
So these two types are from 2006 and 2009, which are in the catalog. it was also they made also promotion on these big exhibitions like China 2009, where it's the same as on other exhibitions where you can make a stamp with your picture on it, and there you can do it on a postal stationery. I know in Switzerland they have also done it on an exhibition somewhere.
Yes, that was for the year 2000, as far as I remember. I had one for my son and two for two of my nieces.
I have it also. I was also there. Of course, if somebody wants information about a certain card, because it's very difficult to get the catalog, and if you are not sure if it's well described, you may always send it to me, and I can help you. Because I've checked so many ones already until now. So if someone wants extra information about the card, it's possible to get them. Of course, you will see it on the slides also. There you can get already the general information of the different types.
Giancarlo?
Hello, Koenraad.
Hello, Giancarlo.
Just I changed the subject, but I think since you are connected with a lot of Italian friends, I would like to thank you for the continuous support you have given over the years as an organizer and as a juror to the Premio Massari. You know, it's a different subject, but since Premio Massari must have a future also in Italy, I take this opportunity for remembering the outstanding work you have done for this special event that has reached more than 20 international editions, and that I would like to see supported in the next years. Thank you again, Koenraad.
Yes, it's my pleasure. Of course, I'm a big fan of the Premio Massari. It's one of my favorite exhibitions always. I've seen that Valeriano Genovese is also here probably. So also greetings to you. Also greetings to Valeriano. And thank you, Giancarlo.
Yeah, for the one who do not know what is the Premio Massari, is a thematic prize for best music exhibits, starting here in Italy, and then is an international prize, so organized also in other countries, including by Koenraad in the past.
Yes, next year we will have the bird bags again in Austria.
Okay.
It's also another subject, 2022, because it's every 4 years, and it's already, we have managed until now always to have a new country. So it's the 9th country who will organize it. Of course, we are still expecting that Italy will organize it once, but I know Italy has not so many birds on stamps, and they mostly shoot them, the birds. So that's the reason I think they don't have so many birds on the, you don't see them so often. But maybe 2026, we are looking for a new candidate.
Why not? Any other questions or feedback? I think not. So I would like to thank you again. There are many thanks and appreciation in the chat as well, Koenraad. Thank you for joining us tonight and share your knowledge about this topic, this difficult topic, with all of us. Thanks to all the Italian and foreign friends that joined us. And as you know, CIFO and CIFT are organizing these meetings. So if you appreciate our activities, we do appreciate your support. If you like, you are not our members. Koenraad is already a CIFT member, but if you are not our member, we appreciate myself as chairman of CIFT and Daniele as chairman of CIFO. We appreciate your membership if you want to join us.
What I like most of the CIFT is the books they have composed of all these different collections. That is really a tremendous work what you've done to manage this with so many exhibitors, to take part in these projects by Luciano Calendo and others. It's wonderful. I like the books very much. I have them all.
Yes, thanks to Luciano that initiated this idea, and tonight is without bird as well. So it's most of people during the lockdown will have birds growing. You are without it. We will see at the end of the next lockdown how it will be. So then there will be another conference next Friday. So we are, if you want to join us, of course, we are happy. You will stay with us again, and thanks again, and see you soon, I hope.
Thank you, Koenraad.
Thank you so much.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Comrade. Thank you very much.
Bye, thank you.